Hi, Dan from DJMoore Lofts, and I'm currently stood in another stunning loft conversion that we've completed this year. So this build we've filmed all the way from the very beginning all the way to the completed element that you're seeing now. So the idea of this video is to showcase exactly what it takes to build a stunning loft conversion like this. So here we're creating a fantastic Velux conversion, and day one for us is all about getting the materials on site, finding our feet and going from there. So as you'll see here, we've had Lawson's deliver all the steels, all the materials and everything that pretty much for the whole build that we're going to need lifted up onto the scaffold. So then the main idea of the first week or so is all the structural work. So whether that be putting the floor joists in, doubling up the rafters, if we're lucky we'll get some Veluxes in just for some ventilation. But obviously this is quite a big conversion and quite a big space up here. So it took us roughly around a week and a half to get to the point where it's fully structurally completed. And what I consider completed in the sense of structurally is basically all the rafters are cut out, the trusses and bits and bobs like that. So we've kind of got a blank shell. So then we can then get the client up and discuss about locations of stairs, socket positions, radiator positions, all those kind of finer details, but being able to showcase to the client exactly what is space they've got first and foremost, and then we can measure out size of bathroom suite, show them where the stairs are going to land, even measure out a bath and a bedroom if they wanted to, so they can get a really good idea of exactly pinpointing where they want the sockets and switches and bath taps, for example. So then we followed into the insulation stages. So you'll see here we've actually fully insulated the loft. We've got nearly all of the Velux windows in. On this build especially, we've actually got 14 Velux windows, which is quite a lot of windows, but obviously the finished result here, you can see the amount of light and ventilation that it lets into this space is phenomenal. Even speaking to the client earlier, they were saying how much lighter it is up here compared to the rest of the house, and it's quite an unusual sensation walking up from a space like this to then the rest of the house. It just makes the rest of the home feel a little bit darker, but I can understand why. When you've got 14 Veluxes like this, all in one kind of room, it just makes such a difference and transforms the space. But nevertheless, in the insulation stages, you can see we've got some of the windows in, and slight bit of a contrast now. Obviously now that the place is all painted and stuff like that, it just makes it feel even brighter. The main element of a loft conversion for me is all about getting the structure correct, which would then make the loft conversion come together a lot nicer in the results, i.e. getting the floor joists as low as we can, getting the ceiling heights as high as we can, electric positions in the correct place so that you're not having to move sockets at a later date or even having extension leads and stuff like that. So taking that extra 10 minutes just to forward think and try and plan the layout of the room just makes such a difference in the finishing result. But as you can see here, this is quite a high-end spec build. Now, this one took a little bit longer, if I'm brutally honest, than what I was anticipating, mainly because around some of the headaches we've had with this glass balustrade here. One of the elements was cut wrong, and even just getting the correct fixings and stuff like that, it was a real pig, if I'm being brutally honest with you. But I'm so glad we persisted with it, and the client was happy with the overall finish, because this is exactly what they requested at the very beginning. They didn't want handrails and spindles and stuff like that. It was very much, they clearly see the element and the design of how we've done it is what they were looking for. Now the client's gone above and beyond and got some other contractors in the sense of getting some other fitted wardrobes and stuff like that. The wardrobes are beautiful. I mean, look, I've never seen these kind of wardrobes to this standard in a loft, let alone in a house. It is phenomenal. The finish of them is amazing. On top of that, we've got aircon that the client installed as well. So we use Bull air conditioning in Cranfield. They installed the aircon like they do on most of our loft conversions now. Our electrician, Matt, has been back and forth and done quite a lot of work in the sense around fitting the chandelier lights, even the LED lights around the top of the bed around that's been Venetian plastered, and just gives that fantastic modern edgy kind of feel in here. It's just really, it's quite nice actually. It's quite refreshing using some LED strip lights and bits and bobs like that just to brighten up the room, even though it doesn't need brightening up, but just giving you that main kind of little feature to distract you. And on top of that, the client whose contractor done the wardrobes, they actually made this fantastic headboard behind us. I'd love to be able to take the credit for that, but I can't. But the overall work they've done there is just perfect. And same thing again, just gives another vocal point to this room. When you've stood up here now, there's probably 10 different things that your eyes are just drawn to that just give that wow factor. And we've not even discussed the bathroom yet. And this is just the main area. It's fantastic. Talking about the bathroom, we've actually created this fantastic space in there that's got a 4-piece suite. So it's even got a freestanding bath, wet room shower, his and her sinks, and then a wall-hung toilet, fully tiled, along with another Velux window in there as well. It is just masterpiece. It is beautiful. Fantastic choice of tiles with the dark grouts, and we've even used matching silicones and stuff like that. The mirrors, they're actually 1.4 high. Now, that's phenomenal for a mirror, let alone the head height that we've actually got in this loft conversion. It's hard to appreciate the amount of space that's actually in this loft with the height. I think now, currently, we've got something like 3.5 meters head height, which is kind of unheard of in a loft conversion. Considering this is a modern house and a truss roof, the space that we've been able to create and the height and the feel of space is phenomenal. So a lot of people will probably ask is, how come we've managed to get this open gallery at the top with the fire regulations and stuff like that? You'll see a lot of our conversions, or just a lot of conversions in general, rule of thumb is you need a door at the top of the stairs. Now you can get away with putting a door at the bottom of the stairs, and in this instance that's exactly what we've done. And by putting the fire door at the bottom of the staircase, that's enabled us to keep this all open plan up here. So downstairs it kind of, you don't really know that there's a loft conversion or anything like that because you don't see the stairs or anything because it's all enclosed. But you open that door and it leads you up to this fantastic open space. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. In this scenario, it is the perfect example of why you can consider an open gallery, especially if it's going to be one big bedroom. Not necessarily suited to multiple rooms, but obviously one big monster bathroom and bedroom like this is perfect, and it just gives you that wow factor. So thanks to Steve and Mario, the main project leads, they were pretty much on this build daily. We've created this fantastic loft, thanks to their hard work and dedication, not only on this loft, but in general. They've created this masterpiece, and they've kind of got the massive amount of experience now. The stuff that's behind the scenes that you don't necessarily see, the joists, the stills, setting out the windows, all those kind of fundamental things just make such a difference when it comes to the results here. Obviously, we've had Matt, our electrician, working here, along with our sister company, DJMoore Plumbing. Our plumbing team have worked their magic on the bathroom, plasterer. We've used multiple people, even Nick, our tiler, that has made that fantastic space in there just come to life. City Glass in Bletchley, to the glass, I mean, they work quite hard with us to try and get the designs correct and to work perfectly. I mean, it's just a massive team effort. There's probably 10, 15 different people that have all been involved in this to come together and to create a space like this is quite phenomenal. And it's basically, I mean, I consider it a long time. This just took us roughly around 3.5 months. I consider that quite a long time because I'm all about trying to get stuff done around 6 to 8 weeks. And look, at the end of the day, if it took 4 months and they got exactly what they want, they're over the moon. Hey, that's all that matters for me. But what I want to just showcase exactly is, like, obviously day one when we walk into a space like this, it's surrounded by timber. We've got materials everywhere. We're lifting heavy steels in place, craning them up even, because the steels in this floor alone, there's like best part of a ton's worth of steel. Day one we walk in, we look around and we see all of this timber in place. It's quite hard to visualize what the finished concept is going to be. Obviously, as we filmed throughout the duration of the build, you'll see the different stages, whether it be that we're putting the floor joists in and still got the trusses there. The following week, the trusses are out and cut out, and it's kind of, the space is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then the final results is like a space like this. It's really hard to appreciate from day one what it's going to look like, especially Joe Public that don't see loft conversions daily. I mean, fortunately for me, I already knew that this was going to be a stunner just purely because of the conversations we've been having with the client with the spec and what they're talking about, Venetian plastering, LED lights, all those kind of things. So that's why we made a real effort to showcase this from the very beginning. Even just putting a GoPro on a steel going up into the air, or even just getting the lads cutting timber and stuff like that. I mean, I really wanted to show you exactly the bare bones of a real loft conversion all the way up to this final result, and seeing this high level spec just come to life through the raw and roughness at the very beginning all the way to the very end here. It's just quite a difference and quite a transformation, and I'm hoping that's come across in this video. But look, don't forget to comment and like and subscribe. We're really interested in seeing what you guys want to see. We're trying to build our portfolio on YouTube. We're trying to actually really improve our YouTube account. So subscribing, even the comments and letting us know what you would like to see just really helps and guides us, and we're happy to try and showcase what we can. But yeah, look, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you again on the next build.